Armored Core 6 is my first Armored Core game, like it is for many people. And that was my complaint before the game released. Nobody would be giving this game any attention if it was not developed by From Software, coming off the back of that Elden Ring hype. To me, this was like some mediocre Platinum Games game. But then, the game released. And so I saw some people stream it, and I was like, this might be alright. And so before I decided to talk too bad about it, I decided to buy it. And I kinda like it.
That was just a glimpse.
So, where to start? Let's start with what I dislike. The game is too easy, and I know that might sound crazy for a FromSoft game, but only 2 bosses gave me any trouble throughout the whole game. Every single boss can be beat and overcome by changing your mech. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh, that's it? Not to mention, a lot of them are basically all the same, especially when fighting another Armored Core, whether it's in the story or the challenge mode. They all can be played and beat the same. The only 2 bosses that gave me any trouble were the ones that had a diverse moveset. So the game was a breeze, because they were easy too once I changed my mech, but the other bosses I didn't even need to change it. There are so many broken and OP builds, you would literally have to nerf yourself to get a challenge in this game, I feel like. I completed every single challenge in the challenge mode, and a lot of the time, I was beating each boss, each challenge, in less than 20 seconds. You can completely destroy enemies in this game with ease. And I like the fact this game isn't hard for the sake of being hard, like Elden Ring is, but I still want difficult enemies that I have to learn and give me a challenge. I don't want to just be able to run right through everyone. I feel like this game lacks that balance that a Bloodborne also had. One thing that I like is you'll get a mission brief. Hey, we're sent back up, defend this location. And so the mission starts, and it's already destroyed, and it's a boss fight, which is always a treat because those regular missions, they seem like an afterthought. And maybe this style game would work better as a boss rush game, such as Fury, as it currently is. If they were to add more and flesh out more the main missions, then yeah, I'd prefer that. But sometimes you'll go on a 30-second long mission and think, what was the point in that? The only thing I really like about the regular missions is that, they kind of break things up, I guess. And also the art style. Without the regular boss fights, you wouldn't get some of that. And so I can't say completely remove it. It still has a place. I just wish it was more fleshed out. As for story, it's more hands-on than previous FromSoft games. And if you wanted to, I feel like you probably could fully understand this story without looking it up on YouTube like their previous games. But I might have ADHD or something because I felt like I needed Adderall just to get through that story. It seems semi-interesting, but these Metal Gear audio logs as the expedition, it just didn't captivate me. I was like, man, can we get to the mission? The voice acting and dialogue was corny at times, and there's obviously still the journey entries that you have to read to get really into the story. So maybe we'll have to watch a YouTube video still. One thing I definitely liked, and is the highlight of this game, is the mech customization. This and the art style / art direction are easily the best parts of this game. The armor looks cool, there's lots of choice, and the choice does affect the gameplay style. Although some are so good, it renders some of the other options pointless, and you'll never even use a lot of what's in here because of that. I like the personalization, being able to add different stickers and change the color, have it look exactly how you want, make it really your own. And like I said, also the art direction. Some of the missions, whilst maybe not graphically impressive in terms of textures, were still visually impressive, most definitely. And as for mission structure, the game is roughly 14 hours long, and you navigate through menus to go to the next mission. The way the game presents itself is like a PS2, PS3 style of game, but in a good way. It's a nice break from all the open world, padded, pointless filler that we get today. It feels refreshing, just to have a nice, concise, easy to jump in and jump out of game. They get straight to the point. There is replay value here. You have certain choices throughout the story. A lot of people probably won't even know they're making choices because it's like a small symbol on the right, unless someone tells you this is a choice symbol. I don't think you'll really know, because I didn't know. Someone had to tell me, I would never notice. But there is replay here, because if you do a different choice, you will get completely different boss fights you never fought before, ironing gear you never had before, and so there is replay value. So to recap, the game is far too easy, with a lack of different enemies, with regular missions that feel somewhat tacked on, with a story that is more hands-on than other FromSoft games, with a lore just as deep, but it still did not fully capture my attention. However, the art style and customization is top tier, and the way the game is structured is refreshing, with all of the bloat we receive nowadays removed. So if I had to score it, it would depend on the day you ask me. Some days I could say, coming off of the hype, 8.5, loving the customization, the visuals, but could I really tell you a game with this many flaws is an 8.5? Not really. If I had to give it a score, I'd say probably like a 7.5. It's just slightly above average. It's kind of mid, but it's good mid. It's fantastically mid.